Listen to me, you know what I'm saying? I want to talk to y'all real quick. Hold on for a minute, wait a minute, hold on, wait. Shout out to everybody, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of drama going on, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Your boy is back. I do want to say that, you know what I mean? As far as, before we get started and everything, shout out to TBL. They will be doing the face-off. I think it's going to be Cassidy and face-off. Cassidy and Easy face-off is invite only. You know what I'm saying? So you have to prove that you got tickets and all of that. You know, send in your proof and then you can get invited to the face-off. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. But y'all know what we got to do when we get started here. It's still 2025. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Get mad! Get mad! Get mad! Bad news told everything! Wait a minute! He did 100% accuracy. Officer T. Ward knows. He told everything! Wait a minute! Cheese in the chat, please. Cheese up in this chat. Gorgonzola. It's gonna be long. You might want to fast forward this if you're not an intro person. You know what I'm saying? Everything Clone O's knowledge of foot. I do want to put that out there. Shout out to Clone, telling them people, what do I have to say to go home? You know what I'm saying? Imagine him on a little dirt trial. Shout out to Clone. Bad news. Hopped up out of that hospital bed, ran down that hallway and seen Officer T. Ward and said, wait! Turn that body cam off and hand me that binder. Officer T. Ward obliged, gave him the binder. Bad news, opened up that binder, seen that list of suspects, and pointed out number 4. Thug Life, he did. Shout out. You know what I'm saying? Rocks in the chat, please. Can we get some rocks in the chat before we get into the drama? Shout out to 40 bars. Shout out to her. She has been stealing from the battle rap community for years now, showing up to battle with no bars. Shout out to 40. You know what I'm saying? She's still getting over because she be wearing them leopard prints that people like. So they simp and let her get away with it. Shout out to 40 bars. Scamming the battle rap culture is what she's been doing. Also, Clean, you are not safe. Rocks in the chat for Clean, please. Shout out Thug Life. Clean Paper has been stealing from the battle rap community for years now, taking deposits, not showing up to the battles, always got an excuse. He's smoking on them rocks. Thug Life, Clean Paper, rocks in the chat, and for him, please. Boxing gloves in the chat, please, for official. Can we get some boxing gloves in the chat? You know what I'm saying? Official lets it be known. Don't talk crazy about my people in a battle, or you can get the banks. Big, boom, bow, big, hit her with a bicycle kick. Liu Kang did say that. Shout out to Liu Kang. Shout out to official. You know what I'm saying? Putting the beats on Coffee Brown. Shout out to Coffee. Can we get some coffee in the chat, please? Coffee up in this chat. Coffee Brown did a dedicated snitch blog, snitching on everybody. Shout out to her. She didn't take one for the team. No sound effects today. Shout out to her. Coffee Brown got that email. And in that email, they sent her a warning shots, letting her know, stop talking crazy or we taking you to court. Coffee Brown said, wait, I will cooperate with you and let you know everybody that was on that live, names, phone numbers. Coffee Brown was out here telling everything. You know what I'm saying? Then she went to Summer Madness with Geechee Gotti, thinking that would make everybody forget about the snitch block. Shout out to her. I rock with Coffee Brown, but she did snitch on us in 4K. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Also, Ghost in the chat, please. We're not about to let y'all get up out of here. Ghost in the chat. I want to say that a lot of these battle rappers, you know what I'm saying? Not everyone, but some of these females that they say is Mount Rushmore, at least one of them for sure, out here with a ghost right. Shout out to the ghost. Ghost in the chat, please. Can we get a ghost in the chat? Also, Get Mad Waves in the chat, please. Blue hearts. Can we get some blue hearts for Surf Thug Life? This intro's about to be forever. You know what I'm saying? Waves in the chat, please. Sue Surf. Go get out, go crazy. Shout out to Surf. Surf and Mr. Whipple went up in front of that judge. Before everything, Surf told Mr. Whipple, his lawyer, I want nothing to do with the Rolling 60s. My life is over. I'm just saying what he said. No diss. Waves in the chat, please. Mr. Whipple and Surf went up in front of that judge, and Surf was telling them everything. I'm sorry. Get mad. Get mad. I know it hurts. You know what I'm saying? They asked Surf, were you conspiring with members and associates when you were out here committing crimes? Well, all of these people are under a racketeering charge. And Surf goes ahead and said, yes, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sue Surf, you know what I'm saying, for giving them overt acts. They asked Sue Surf, were you traveling across state lines with members and associates when you were selling that product? Sue Surf said, yes, ma'am, while they're all under a racketeering charge. Can we get some yes, ma'ams in the chat, please? Thug Life, I'm sorry, this intro is just getting longer and longer. Shout out to Sue Surf, you know what I'm saying, telling them people everything about them overt acts that they use. One of the overt acts. I don't want to get into that, but shout out to Sue Surf for telling them people that another thing, John stole everything. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. 100% accuracy, allegedly. John. You know what I'm saying? The John Wandon. Shout out to John. I ain't got no problem with you, but you out in these streets taking money from investors, not calling these people back. People are feeling some type of way, John. I don't know. You had the investor dude, the liaison dude, go on and do an interview and said that they gave you all the money for the event and you didn't answer that call. You didn't answer the call when they called you. Also, you didn't give them the proper number so them to be able to file their taxes appropriately. So they ended up taking 2 losses, because a lot of times when you're investing in the businesses, you know what I'm saying, or you're giving money up, you know what I'm saying, you want like to do that for a tax advantage. You know, you either help another business out, or, you know what I'm saying, you give it all to Uncle Sam so they can buy golden toilets, you know, politicians or whatever. So you want to help businesses, but John didn't give him the proper number, and he didn't answer that call. So the guy ended up taking multiple losses on this. John allegedly was out here collecting that door money. And the investors didn't get a piece of the pie with that. You know what I'm saying? And the pay-per-view money, they didn't get a piece of the pie with that. John let it be known he ain't about to pay y'all. He ain't about to pay y'all battlers out here. Shout out to John. John got into it with Danny Myers. Danny Myers put everything out on blast. John the Don he's out doing interviews talking about, shout out to John, doing interviews talking about, I took a loss. What y'all expect me to do? Now, people are asking, if he took a loss, how is he taking a loss when other people have paid for the event? So I'm interested to see what John is going to end up saying about this. We did have Cassidy was supposed to battle John, right? A lot of bloggers and people knew that Cassidy was not going to show up to that battle, and it just drug out for a long time before it was an official announcement that Cassidy was not going to be at the battle. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how much money did they make with pay-per-views and everything? Fans was mad. The battles didn't drop on YouTube, figuring out what's going on. John said, if y'all want to see the battles that bad, you know what I'm saying, buy the pay-per-view. Almost a year later, buy the pay-per-view if y'all really care about the battles all like that. Then the battles ends up on Tubi. John says he has nothing to do with the battles ending up on Tubi. That investor liaison drops a contract, letting it be known that the producer and everybody, you know what I'm saying, are going to be aware of what happens with the footage. John dropped some tweets yesterday, right? He's responding to people. Let's look at some of this, right? So Battle Rap Crazy said, you're right, people really say anything at this point. Let them say what they want, bruh. Let's see if I can pull this up for you. And then John said, he said, if I told y'all I'll be watching these weird people that speak on me, I'd be lying. So I really don't be knowing what's going on most of the time, but I want to thank y'all because I'm actually inspired again. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what that means. John also says, stay tuned for another how John pulls this off moment. Never mind. I'm just excited. You know what I'm saying? So I want to hear what John's going to say. Also, there's some information that came out about the other investor that I actually got into it with, the mayor, you know what I'm saying, that invested in the John's event. Allegedly, I will say alleged because I don't know if this to be a fact, John and Nooooo Nails was collecting door money on an event that was supposed to be, you know what I mean, non-profit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So now that politician dude that was giving away all of his donors' money to battlers, now he could be brought up in an investigation because they were double dipping. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. So I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. As far as everything else, I see that John's friend Will has come forward, right? He did a interview with Facts, and on the interview with Facts, he was basically trying to make excuses for John. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't understand why people are mad at Will, I got no problem with you. What you mean you don't understand why people got a problem with John? Do you not know, like, when people rap, they want their money, Will? They want their money. They want to get paid for their time. You know what I'm saying? And John's out here willing to box Danny Myers instead of paying his money. Allegedly. I'll put out a whole bunch of allegeds because John is about to be in court with some things, so I do want to put some allegeds out there. But, Danny Myers wants his fade. Battles haven't been dropped, so and people are upset about that. John did the 15 Minutes of Fame interviews talking about basically he took a loss, forget y'all. I don't know. Will's trying to defend John with Facts, and he just, with Battle Facts, it's just not working. And I get it. John is your friend. You're kind of hands off of the business. You're hoping John handles everything appropriately. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, as you see, Will, now you have to do interviews. I don't know if you were put up to do interviews because you don't normally pop out. You know what I mean? So, you doing interviews trying to take up for John. I guess you think that's going to help. I think the only person that can help John right now is John. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what ends up happening with court. If he ends up, talking about this a little bit more in depth in an interview. John, you got to go and do an interview with somebody that's not going to be easy with questioning. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying this because now you get the whole culture paying attention to this. You know what I mean? You can't just go on a friend show. You know what I'm saying? You got to and it's something like this, has gotten this big and everybody is talking about it. And you also know ain't nothing going on in battle rap until the face-off between Easy and Cassidy drops. People want to know what's going on. Was Cassidy right the whole time to not want to do the battle? You know what I'm saying? Like, people are kind of indecisive about that. You know, and some people saying, hey, you know, maybe Cassidy was in on it because Cassidy's manager was allegedly managing the situation. He ends up getting the money. And then Cassidy saying, I didn't get no money. You know what I mean? Was this a play? Everybody just got suckered. You know what I mean? You know, they tried to get over on an investor. What was the deal? You know, people want to know what's going on. Or was Cassidy right the whole time for pulling out of the battle, being like, yo, like, this ain't, the business is shady here. You know what I mean? So I don't know, you know, but I do see Will trying to defend. Shout out to Hip Hop Is Real. Shout out to them. They ended up in interviewing Will as well. And in this interview with Will, it kind of seems more like this is almost like an interrogation, right? Because they're asking Will some serious questions, like some real questions. And shout out to Hip Hop Is Real asking real questions, right? Now, he starts off kind of defending John on everything. And then, you know, and then they ask him, like, well, what you mean? Like, how do you know? How do you not know, like, business is going this bad, like, after this amount of time? And, like, you know, and then he starts to kind of separate himself a little bit from John. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like, yo, I didn't know this, and I didn't know that, and I didn't know this. So if you don't know all this stuff, why are you here trying to defend somebody? You know what I'm saying? That is accusing something like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So let's hear what he's saying a little bit.
You know, like I said, separate entities that were involved, some that I hadn't worked with before. So
it was more than just one investor.
So this is, I guess this is like the owner dude of Bullpen Battle League, but he's been doing movies and stuff. And John owns like Shrug Life, I guess that's what it is. But he's like the primary like person like with Bullpen Battle League, and John's been operating the business. You know what I'm saying? Well, he's been gone. So a lot of this could potentially fall on him. You know what I mean? With all this bad business and stuff that's being done. Y'all got to think, it is so much craziness involved in Bullpen. Y'all remember when, like, battlers would get booked to battle, all their fans would go to the event, and then, you know what I mean, like, the battlers no-show, or the battlers, like, cancel. I'm wondering, like, was the battlers in on all of this? Because if John is handling this in-game situation the way he's handled it, not answering, I'm just saying, I'm just speculating. Nothing going on in battle rap. John, no diss. But, you know what I'm saying, if all this is going on and the investor liaison is complaining that the investors weren't able to get, you know, in touch with John, they don't know what the numbers are, they don't know what's going on, he goes ghost, you know what I'm saying, he's doing bad business, battlers are talking about they not getting paid. Previously, when battlers were just no-showing for battle, were they paid to put their names on a card? You know what I'm saying? And then they know they ain't really got a battle. Just give me an excuse. I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying, you can't right now. You can't put anything past, you know what I'm saying, somebody when this is going on. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know what I mean? You know, we got to hear John's point of view. Craig Wilson with the $4.99. Shout out to you for the super chat. He said, you can't defend someone who doesn't pay the battlers. Now, I want to ask y'all in the question. Do y'all feel like that could have been happening? Because there was multiple different events. It was you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say no battlers' names now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can. I really don't care. They get mad, they go on the intro. But, you know, battlers, their names are on the card. People are flying out to see these people, and then they just not showing up. You know what I'm saying? And not battling. And this is happening, like, over and over again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of is. Anything can be going on, you know what I mean? And then now this guy doesn't know what's going on with anything, but he's coming out trying to defend, like, John. So I'm curious about all of this. This is a crazy situation. I don't know.
It was more than just one investor for this event.
I want to say so. Okay. Yeah, I want to say so. Like I said, looking at it, there were a lot of different people I know that I had like.
And then, like, another thing, right? I mean, I said this earlier. Nooooo Nails and John allegedly collecting upwards of $400 for an entrance fee into the mayor's event that's in collaboration with Bullpen when this is supposed to be a non-profit event and they're pocketing money allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, what? Y'all remember like John was like, yo, all the media, everybody can come, you know what I mean, to the event, you know what I'm saying? Hotels, everything is going whatever is going to be covered. You know what I'm saying? Nobody got to worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying? We doing this for the culture. We doing this. So it's like there's not really much money being spent, you know, allegedly for John and all of this. But then they collecting door money. It's like, couldn't he just hit the mayor and be like, yo? And I heard angry fan Cap say it, like, yo, like, can you slide me like a few $1,000s or something like that? You know what I'm saying? Off GP? You know, why not do it like that instead of collecting door money from people to get in the venue? Like, that's crazy. That's why I'm like, you know, with all them no-shows and all, like, was people like just put on the card that wasn't going to battle? I don't know. Maybe not.
Small little flyby conversations with, but like I said, like in the heat of a moment, and you know, during the event, you don't really get to like sit there and really talk as much as you want.
So when people say the word investors, are these people that are investing and giving finances in the hopes of getting a return back or something?
And the reason why this is dangerous, right, is because you want more investors to be involved in a battle rap, right? You want more events, you want more, you know, like there's battles we still want to see. You want people to feel comfortable getting into battle rap and investing in a battle rap and not feeling like they're going to be taken for a ride. You know what I mean? So this is why I kind of want to see where this all play, you know, where the play is and what's happening.
These people just sponsoring to get like brand and product placement, or were all these different quote unquote investors actually expecting some type of ROI back on whatever they were putting up?
Well, if you labeled as a sponsor, you a sponsor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You an investor, you expecting to get something back. Okay. Like I always try to make sure, especially when you doing events.
He said if you're a sponsor, you're a sponsor. That's your label. If you're an investor, you're supposed to get something back. So what's up with the people not getting any money back from the end game situation? It seems like John is just putting everything on Cassidy. Well, this is Cassidy's fault. Well, you still have other people on the card. There was still like a battle event that went down. You know, people still battled. Like those people still have to get paid. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but the investors, like, how come, you know, and he's saying like investors supposed to, you know, get money too. How come the investors can't know what the door money was? How come they can't know what the pay-per-view, like, the figures were with the pay-per-view? How come they can't know anything if they're the investors? Like, why do they have to sit and be disgruntled and somebody's not answering the phone and getting in contact with them?
That you make sure it's very, very clear, because sometimes somebody can say they want to sponsor something and then they say, all right, what it's looking like on the back, and like, I mean, you know what sponsor me, right? Like, so yeah, that's something you really got to make sure people know out the gate, for sure.
Oh, and now, you know, if you continue as far as like your perspective on what went wrong with this whole Cassidy and like where things went left from your perspective.
Yeah, so I had only had one conversation with someone who's in
Hey yo, they trying to do this interview. There's like music. Let me fast forward so we don't get hit with them that copyright up in there. And let me fast forward because he speed it up.
Cassius Camp that you know we know through like I think he works with over there at KOD.
Hef.
Yeah.
I know that. You know what I'm saying? He works with Cassidy. I'm not.
This dude ain't even saying nothing.
Fucking out about it.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
We're literally a year later. It's November 1st now. It was October 19th last year that this happened.
Yo.
We're a year later, and it's like right now I feel like it's in the forefront of the conversation of what's happening right now within the culture with John and everything, right?
Yeah.
It's a year later. How do you not know more information? Did you not care to know?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, like I said, I was already
like, yo, John, this is your shit. You figure it out. Is that?
I wouldn't say that's the way I necessarily approach it.
Okay.
But after seeing all of that go down, I just remember it like just thinking, bro, I just want to go home. You know what I mean? Like because me already having a foot out the door, but then being told like everything would get handled, I was just like, and And that's on me. Like, I really gotta eat that.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you like one of the business partners, like, you need to know what is going on. And if everybody is complaining and there's obvious bad business going on, allegedly, you know what I mean? But I mean, it's clear what's happening. Like, why are you not like on the phone with John, like, hey, what is going on? I need every detail. You know what I mean? My name is like low key, like in this, like, what is happening here? You know, I don't want to hear, and I'm sure like all the people that didn't get paid, and some people are not coming out, they don't want to say like what happened, you know, because I guess they still want like another opportunity to potentially battle for Bullpen. And this is how broke these people are, bro. Thug life. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody scam, allegedly scamming, you know what I'm saying, or not paying battlers, and you still don't want to say anything because of a probably a future opportunity. What you waiting for, a future chance to not get Joe back in? Like, what do y'all be thinking? You know what I mean? Y'all be part of the problem, like, as well. Like, the battlers be knowing this crazy stuff be going on, and they don't want to say nothing.
Because I really was just over it. I was over it.
Okay,
you know, like I said, 10 years, man. Yeah, like, and it's just been 3 people running Bullpen for 3 years. I mean, running for 10 years.
3 people.
Me, John, and Harry.
Okay, Harry.
Like, yeah,
okay.
Yeah, so like.
You see how they try not to, I mean, like, you know, obviously recently, you know what I'm saying, Chris Petty's not involved in that, but they try not to mention, Chris Petty did, you know what I'm saying, like he helped them somewhat. I remember being at Bullpen Battle League and seeing like Chris Petty around and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So, you know, they try not to mention him, but Chris Petty, like, also was kind of exposing John yesterday, you know what I mean? And he... Yo, like, this is crazy, bro.
He was feeling away. I could see that he was feeling away. I was feeling away, and we both left that event, and we didn't even say much to each other. It was just like, it was just overwhelming to a certain point.
It seems like an interrogation. You know what I mean? Think about this. Cassidy is on the card. The only reason y'all even know he wasn't going to be there is because Knowledge the guy ended up doing a blog talking about it. We all knew he wasn't going to show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? We just waiting like, yo, is John going to say something? Is somebody going to say something about this? You know, we can know things, but, you know, sometimes you might have a source that could be, you know what I mean, wrong. You know, so you don't want to come out and you got like 60,000, 78, you know what I'm saying, all these people on your channel, and you say something and you can drastically impact somebody's pay-per-view. You want to know absolutely sure, like, this person's not going to show up. You know what I mean? So I'm like sitting and waiting, and then I see the blog come out from Knowledge God, so it's like, it's out. You know, and then they're still really ignoring it. You know what I'm saying? Up until the point. Now, the window in time, you know what I mean? Like, people are still probably ordering pay-per-views. They're excited about the Cassidy, you know, being back on stage. Some people don't care about, a lot of Cassidy fans may not even know who a lot of battlers are. If we keeping it real, they just want to see Cassidy. Oh, Cassidy about to battle? Let me buy this. Think about all the money that could have been purchased, and then the door money with that. You know what I'm saying? It could be enough money to where they like, yo, I mean, we might get, you know, battlers deal with negative publicity regularly. You know, like, oh man, in 2 weeks they ain't gonna talk about this no more. Maybe a month they ain't gonna talk about this no more, but we'll be having $100,000 in our pockets. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on at this point. And this is just me being real about it. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? So this is crazy. So yeah, I mean, him being in part with Bullpen, he's going to get up here and like, yo, John's a good guy, but, you know, I didn't know this, and I didn't know that, and, you know what I'm saying? Oh, my God, this is, no, somebody from New York calling me. It's probably John, I don't know. But, you know, he's up here like, I don't know this, and I don't know that. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Much sense.
So it's like, to me, it's like a play. He's kind of like, he may not be doing this intentionally, but he kind of like separating himself. You know what I mean, from it.
I mean, yeah, we still speak. You know what I'm saying? It's really not about business, though.
Okay. See, I haven't really broke down. You've never really asked him like, yo, what's the issue for it? Like, or you've never actually asked him that question yourself.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, because at the time where I would have asked, like I said, I was over it, he was over it, and like I was shooting a movie like that weekend, so my mind was elsewhere.
Another thing that's crazy about this whole thing, right? Avocado don't bother nobody. He didn't get paid, and they just weren't gonna pay him. If this dude has some type of ownership with Bullpen, you hear him right now, and I'm sorry, Will, I ain't got no problem with you. All right? If this dude is some type of owner with Bullpen, right? You know these battlers are operating under your umbrella. Why are you not paying them? If John is using the Bullpen logo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, I'll be like, yo, John, why are these people not getting paid? You know, why are you going back and forth with a battler right now? Like, you and Danny, like, what is the deal? Like, why are these battles not out? Like, are they not paid? You know what I'm saying? Let's figure out a way to pay these artists. And then now you got Avocado. You know what I'm saying? He ain't getting paid. And you don't think, so you think it's better to do an interview about this situation than it just be like, all right, let's hit up Avocado and pay him, because we might want to do a battle event later on, and he's like the GOAT of doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, and we got a good relationship and a good rapport with him. We want to maintain that. You know what I mean? Why not try to figure out a situation to get these people paid? Sitting up here doing an interview, John ain't that bad, and you got all of these all these people not getting paid. Are they supposed to eat that because you're sitting up doing an interview? No, they got to get paid. Then imagine you doing a battle, right? You don't get paid for the battle, and your battle pops up on a streaming service, Tubi. Like, what? You done made pay-per-view money off my battle. You done made door money more than likely off my battle. Now this battle is on Tubi and I ain't getting no money still. And it's $1,000? Bro, let me show y'all something real quick. 2 headsets. Astro 850s. What was these, like $380 when they first came out? These, the what is this? Adeza, the Maxwells, right? These are like $300 something. You can burn $1,000 on little stupid stuff, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like that, like you can burn $1,000 easily. If a battler you want to keep a decent relationship with, especially if you're doing business with battles, you know what I'm saying? Just pay him $1,000 and be done with it, or do a pay him his money and do an apology. Why are y'all going back and forth online on something like $1,000? And then you got John battling fine, sitting up getting paid in your face, and he still ain't giving you your money. You think he battled fines for free? Somebody said Desert Maxwell's is fire. Yes, they are. Sorry, I've been gaming and everything. You know what I'm saying? Having babies, gaming. Shout out to Raiden. Yeah, man, like, I mean, pay them their money. I don't really understand, like, the disconnect. Like, why, like, the interview. You sitting up here, like, this ain't, you could tell dude got money. Look at his chain. Well, this ain't coming at you now, but that chain ain't cheap. Pawn that chain and pay Danny. Pawn, can we get a pawn that chain and pay Danny in the chat, please? Can you imagine? Hold on. Can you imagine, right? Sitting up, watching an interview with somebody styling on you with a chain. And you know what I mean? And that has an affiliation, something to do with Bullpen battling, and you still ain't getting paid. Nate Fresh, he got a bracelet too. Oh, Lord, Thug Life. and you ain't getting paid? Palm that chain and pay Danny. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I don't like owing people money. Like, that is crazy, bro.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You said that you were kind of just expecting him to take care of it, or you thought.
Then hold on. Another thing, John, and you know what I'm saying? I'm not an advocate for nothing bad to happen to anybody. John, you're playing with this kind of money allegedly, right? And I know you go on a course. Lawyers don't want you to talk about this and that. And I don't know, bro. You're telling the truth. You're telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you playing with this type of money, you don't know who is about. Like, people that have like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, $100,000, $150,000 to just give you for an event, you know what I'm saying, investing in your event, you don't know how they be getting money, and you run off on the plug like that. You don't know what, if they can give you $100 and some thousand, $50,000, $60,000, you don't think they can pay somebody $5,000 to find you and send you a message? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all playing these games with these people with this money. You don't know what can happen. Everybody ain't light skinned, like, feeling like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might be dealing with some dark entities. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? They business. A lot of these street dudes that's really street and can go there, they business savvy now. They had to adapt. You know what I'm saying? You think you sitting around like playing with tens of thousands of dollars and ain't gonna do nothing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, be careful. That's all I'm saying. Pay these people, bro.
When did you really become like aware that, okay, yeah, 6 months later?
And shout out to Jay Mills too. Jay Mills dropped another blog. I do want to say shout out to him.
Later, a year later, and you're hearing like, okay.
Can we get some lightning in the chat from our son Raiden, please? Real quick, lightning in the chat, please. Shout out to Raiden.
From that was not handled. Right. There's an issue here that I was not aware about. When did that come to your table for you to be like, okay, hold on, what's going on here? What happened for real?
Well, I know knowledge know this. Once I took like myself completely out of the situation, I wasn't tapped into nothing about rap. So
he said with this situation, like, you know, he wasn't tapped in with nothing with battle rap, but you one of the people affiliated, bro, you have to be tapped in some capacity. He said, I'm not tapped in nothing. Like, look, bro, hold on. Oh, God. Y'all think, look at his face. You think he ain't tapped into what's going on? Come on, man, you trying to play this game. Like, who gonna believe this story here?
It really did take that long. Like this situation that's happening right now, and that's been happening over a year, I'm just not finding out about. That's how out of the loop I am. Okay. Yeah, like
you see what I'm saying? This is kind of like he's trying to absolve himself of this. Like, oh, this happened a year ago. I'm just now finding out about it. Oh my God. Like, oh, I don't have any, I'm not implicit. You know what I mean? Maybe it's a reason why he's doing this interview. To try to, you know, take himself up out of it. You know what I mean? Because this could, bro, if John is doing business like this could spiral and become a big deal later.
Between everything else that I've been working on, even, like I said, even if I do talk to John, it hasn't been about business. And the fact that nobody has even...
I don't believe this thing. Dog life, I don't believe nothing he's saying to us right now. His chain is blinging a little bit too much. And people ain't getting paid. I don't know. Shout out to Will. I'm not dissing y'all. But I want to hear the interview with John, maybe talking about it. You know what I'm saying? If he can talk about it, maybe not. You know what I mean? But, you know, if you it seems like every time John tries to talk about it, it backfires. Or anything about bad business, he talks about it, it backfires. Maybe he need to get like a PR manager to kind of help him figure out how to navigate through this. Because right now this is like, bro, and then you got Chris Petty coming forward like that you did like business with. You know what I mean? Alleging some things. You know, I don't know. You know what I mean? The mayor's event, was there door money collected? Nooooo Nails, you know, and was there door money collected or not? I don't know. Nooooo Nails a tweet going to hiding, pop out, go to an event, go back into hiding. Like, why was she at the event? I don't know. And then she said she getting paid to go to these events, but battlers ain't getting paid. Like, it's like the cameraman ain't getting paid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Did the venue owner get paid? Like, what is going on? This is Bow Wow. Like, do you know about this? Bow Wow. I don't know, man. Yo, if battle rap is like this, oh, Lord. I don't know, man. Shout out to everybody. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section. Avocado! Can we get some avocados in the chat, please? Can we get some avocados in the chat? Avo didn't get paid here. What? What? That's somebody you want to make it right with. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bruh. This is crazy, but it's everybody else's fault. Everybody else is a weirdo. Everybody else is a punk. Everybody else can get the fists. Like, it's like, but nobody can get the check. Yo, like, bruh, I don't know, bruh. It seemed like a scam. I'm not saying it is, just because allegedly, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I mean, how clear that, you know what I mean, that this have to be for a lot of people. Like, this saying, and then y'all battlers out here that's not saying anything, and y'all know what's going on, and y'all are part of not getting paid, and y'all be trying to be quiet so y'all can get a little check. Hopefully one day, if you can get another investor, and you want to battle for him again, you know what I mean? Like, y'all are part of the problem. Y'all are just as complicit because y'all hiding all of this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be so cool with each other behind the scenes. Y'all should, hey, let people, hey, I ain't get paid. I know y'all trying to hold out and hope y'all get paid. He's suing, John's taking somebody to court right now. This is business. Hey, it ain't nothing wrong with suing somebody. Hey, Cameron is suing, the dude that ran from the Kendrick beef. What's his name? J. Cole. Cameron is suing J. Cole. Because J. Cole didn't honor his verbal agreement. You know what I mean? Or a contractual agreement. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with suing people. If it's business related. You know what I mean? Cameron's a thug. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't think Cameron's straight? He's a thug. He'll sue you quick. You mess with his money. Y'all battlers sitting up here letting somebody do 15 minutes of fame interviews talking about that they taking a loss, which y'all think I'm just supposed to take a loss by myself. Y'all ain't suing? Are y'all like not smart? And y'all gonna let Will get up here, do an interview with a chain on that costs more than what y'all probably make in battles. And they playing in y'all face. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I do want to see, you know, John do an interview. And John do an interview with Battle Facts. Like, go do an interview with, if I see John pop up with another interview from a friend, do an interview with somebody that is not your friend that's going to ask you real questions. Anybody else. Not a friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, get up there, answer the questions, and then be done with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Y'all tell me. Still got to pay these people. Hey, this is what I'm talking about. Who is the Queen of the Ring owner? What was her name? Babs Bunny. Shout out to Babs Bunny. Babs Bunny hit my phone. It was like, yo, want to invest in events? You know what I'm saying? I'm not investing in no event. These ballers don't be showing up. You don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I think she said sponsor. She didn't say invest. Shout out to her. Sponsor. You just be throwing money at these people and they don't care. They come, they show up. They got like one round. You know what I'm saying? What was Ace Amin doing? He was like, yo, I'm just going to show up and let my opponent rap in front of me. This is what they do. Like, now battle rap is not how it used to be years ago. You got some people that take it serious. You got the Hitman Hollas, the Murder Mooks, you got the Tay Rocks, you got, you know what I'm saying? Some people will take it serious. You know what I mean? The easy to block captains, the people, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll show up, they'll do what they're supposed to do if their opponents show up. You know what I mean? But then you got other people that just play in your face, the 40 bars. I'm just gonna, you know, why you got 40 bars in the intro? And she been scamming for years. You know what I'm saying? Or the clean paper that just won't show up. You know, like this space in battle rap is just becoming a money grab. You know what I mean? And then, or something happens and they just give you like a crazy excuse. You know what I mean? Oh, something happened to my, you know what I mean? My friend 2 times over. You know what I'm saying? I can't make the battle. You know what I'm saying? Are you like, it's like, what? Y'all treating battle rap like it's a Walmart or something. Y'all is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Investors. If I'm an investor, if I want to invest money, I'm going to URL. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a couple other, you know, Chrome or something like, it's a couple of them. But URL, they don't be having problems like this. But, you know what I'm saying? I think Chris Petty did blast URL. He was talking about URL, like did bad business or was about to do bad business with something. You know what I mean? I think it was like, I don't want to speculate, but I think it was they were going to have a bunch of stuff paid for, but, you know, it was just going to be a collaboration with URL, but URL wanted to, and I don't know, I'll let you hear that. You know what I mean? But, I mean, other than that, I mean, URL, they pay battlers. You don't really hear battlers not getting paid or Beasley or Smack owe people money. You don't hear that. Y'all taking a chance when y'all going on, like, a lot of these leagues. A lot of them. You're taking a chance. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what y'all doing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. I'm just a blogger. That's it. Talking about